Grace is a part of this cover up, y'all. Y'all think she helping? She don't care about nothing but getting them and getting that money that she getting off of covering this case up with Nolan Wells. She do not all of a sudden she cared about the case. All the people that was on the island. I thought there was a lot of people out there that day on that island. Why is it only 5 people being mentioned? Katie, Bart, I forgot the dude name, Clement, Warren, or whatever. Why is it only 5 people being mentioned? Why are they not asking, well, let's investigate, let's talk to everybody who was out here that day, right? Ben Crump ain't even saying nothing about this, is he? This what don't make sense to me, y'all. And this would make it seem like Nancy Grace is just making money off this Nolan Wells case, man. She don't want to get to the truth because you telling me she couldn't think about, all right, it was a holiday, July 4th. It was a lot of people out there that day. They said this was like the most packed day that island is. That like people come out there on that island on July 4th. So why didn't Grace say nothing about, okay, well, let's get questioned and interview anybody that been there. Somebody took videos of their phone out there. If it's July 4th, it's a holiday and they on the island and, you know, they're going to take pictures. People going to make videos. They might not be able to have service, but they're going to make videos, pre-recorded videos. You can make videos in your phone without having service. You can still take pictures without having service. So where is all this information that we looking for? We want to know. You know what I'm saying? God never instituted the governments that y'all see. He instituted the family as government. I was on Facebook doing a little bit of reading before we got interrupted. And we about to go right back in. I got my laptop. I'm gonna wait before I go in and get some rest. I'm gonna read a little bit. This is like zombie land right here. You know how they got Kensington in Philadelphia? This is like the little zombie land out here. Yeah. I'll park up there. This is like zombie land, man. Get right into the rest of this right here, man. I noticed that where I was at just now in that parking lot, a bunch of cars kept like, they would come by speeding. It's like they be sending little text messages to each other. And they just start coming by speeding in a little area where you at. I want to see how fast they want to try to ride through here. They be trying to speed to distract you, stop the word of God from coming forth. So here God describes, so 1 Samuel chapter 8, verse 10 to 18. He would take, so here God describes the conduct of civil government. He uses the word take 6 times. Let's read it. He says, these will be the ways of the king who will reign over you. He will take your sons and appoint them to his chariots and to be his horsemen and to run before his chariots. And he will appoint for himself commanders of thousands and commanders of 50s, and some to plow his ground and to reap his harvest, and to make his implements of war and the equipment of his chariots. He will take your daughters to be perfumers and cooks and bakers. He would take the best of your fields and vineyards and olive orchards and give them to his servants. He would take the 10th of your grain and of your vineyards and give it to his officers and to his servants. He would take your male servants and female servants and the best of your young men and donkeys and put them to his work. He will take the 10th of your flocks, and you shall be his slaves. And in that day you will cry out because of your king, whom you have chosen for yourselves. But the Lord will not answer you in that day. So 6 times. So here God describes the conduct of civil government. He uses the word take 6 times. He neglects to say that civil government gives. He doesn't qualify it or say, well, you know, some of this taking is okay under the following terms and conditions. He says, this is what you can expect from civil government. It will take the best of what you have, including your children, property, and freedom, and make you its slave. He is saying you are demonstrably stupid to even ask for such a government. He is saying, be careful what you wish for. God is not saying this type of civil government is a good thing. He is saying this type of civil government is a bad thing. He is not saying he has instituted or established any such civil governments. What did the King of Great Britain take? What have your state and local governments taken? What has the United States government taken? Could God just as well have been describing all civil governments, even those approximately 5,950 years later? God is not saying this is normative. He is saying this is what covetousness and theft looks like on a grand scale. God does not desire that civil government exercise lawless authority to take, and take. He would not have civil government take our children. He would not have civil government take our income, land, and property in whole or part. He would not have civil government take our freedom and make us slaves. He would not have us make stupid choices in selecting a tyrannical government, but he would not prevent us from doing so if we were hell-bent upon our own destruction, parading as security. He says, if we tax ourselves, then pay that tax so as not to give offense. But Jesus, Yeshua, never says that taxation is a positive virtue or right. Matthew 17:27. In addition to war, taking and slavery, several additional attributes of civil government are identified in Deuteronomy chapter 17, verse 14 to 20. It states that when you come to the land that the Lord your God has given you, and you possess it and dwell in it, and then say, I will set a king over me like all the nations that are around me. You may indeed set a king over you, whom the Lord your God will choose. One from among your brothers you shall set as king over you. You may not put a foreigner over you who is not your brother. Only he must not acquire many horses for himself, or cause the people to return to Egypt in order to acquire many horses, since the Lord has said to you, you shall never return that way again. And he shall not acquire many wives for himself, lest his heart turn away, nor shall he acquire for himself excessive silver and gold. And when he sits on the throne of his kingdom, he shall write for himself in a book a copy of this law, approved by the Levitical priest, and it shall be with him, and he shall read in it all the days of his life, that he may learn to fear the Lord his God by keeping all the words of this law and these statutes and doing them, that his heart may not be lifted up above his brothers, and that he may not turn aside from the commandment, either to the right hand or to the left, so that he may continue long in his kingdom, he and his children in Israel. What does this mean? Simply put, God is warning Israel and the peoples of the nations of the earth at the same time that civil government should be limited if freedom is to remain alive. These universal principles of limited civil government are found in Deuteronomy 17 for those who care to look and understand. Absent severe limitations, civil governments are primarily inclined to making war, taking things and persons, and creating a society of slaves, economic or otherwise. Alexander Solzhenitsyn stated this tendency in blunt terms. The state of our society can be well described in terms of an electromagnetic field. All the lines of force in it point away from freedom and toward tyranny. These lines are very stable. They have etched their way in and set hard in the grooves. It is almost impossible to perturb them, deflect them, twist them about. Any charge, any mass introduced into the field is blown effortlessly in the direction of tyranny and can never break through toward freedom. For that, 10,000 oxen must be yoked. That's the Gulag Archipelago. So the principles of limited government, on the other hand, are that 1, civil government should be forced under the law, that civil government should be limited by law, that nations should avoid entangling alliances with other nations, that public officials should avoid personal enrichment at the expense of the people, that civil government should keep its military small and not build up a war machine or seek worldwide global hegemony. Shouldn't be no united embassy in all these countries. These are the minimum limitations a wise people must impose upon their civil governments. Should they choose to establish one or many, again, God is not saying these limitations on power will happen automatically. He is saying that if people do not limit their civil governments by law and by force of law, then they will know war and poverty, slavery and murder on a grand scale. To call such a civil government an authority established by God is far from the truth. To command obedience to such a civil government is to advocate slavery. What's going on? Hit that like button, share this out, and subscribe. So, God would not have civil government increase its wealth through governing. He would not have civil government establish a military empire. He would not have civil government lord its superiority over each of us or any of us. He would not have civil government exempt its officials from the laws which apply to everyone else. He would not have civil government entangle the nation in non-defensive wars of foreign aggression or establish worldwide global hegemony over all nations. A declaration of independence worthy of the Almighty's attention should at least address his concerns about such aggression. A declaration should carefully review the conduct of the king or government and look to see if it has thrown off restraint, enriched itself, contracted foreign alliances, or amassed a military to oppress the people. We likewise may weigh our current state and federal governments in the same scale of justice. God's warnings about the wisdom of imposing and maintaining limits on civil power were true for Israel. They are no less equally true and applicable to the nations of the earth today. Careful and constant evaluation and scrutiny of the day-to-day conduct of civil government through the lens of this biblical matrix of limited power is among the chief duties of every man and woman who love freedom. Praise of those who throw off these restraints and who openly brag of these excesses is the praise of evildoers, usually by those who financially benefit from such evildoing. The people may choose their government as well as their leaders. How should such a government as described in Genesis 14 and 1 Samuel 8 be limited as described in Deuteronomy 17? Perhaps the answer lies in the consent of those who must live under that government. An example of consent, indeed of government, by consent in its most basic and simple form is found in Deuteronomy chapter 1 verse 13. Here, Moses recounts how he proposed to the people of Israel that they should choose their own leaders and judges. He said to the people, choose for your tribes wise, understanding, and experienced men, and I will appoint them as your heads. And you answered me, the thing that you have spoken is good for us to do. Here we have the idea that the people should choose their leaders. We also have the idea that those who are chosen ought to at least be wise, understanding, and experienced. So, our simple and brief survey has indicated three basic principles. First, that civil government left to its own devices and sense of justice will make war, take, and take on a grand scale described in 1 Samuel chapter 8. That's what Nancy Grace is doing with the Nolan Wells case. She's not trying to bring justice and get to the truth. This is why Nancy Grace won't say nothing about all the other people who was on the island. She keep talking about Bart, 5 people, Warren and Javon and all the 5 people that everybody else keep mentioning. What about all the other people that was there? The whole time, the whole day, you ain't looking for none of that information. Videos, everything. Thus, the people serve their government. Second, God, being practical and wise, has suggested that if people create a civil government, they should aggressively limit its power. After that, the people should limit its power even further. And if that does not work, then abolish that government and start again. Deuteronomy chapter 17 describes 5 situations in which power should be limited. Third, the people should choose those persons among them who are wise, understanding, and experienced, and then place limits upon their offices so they too would avoid war, taking, and enslavement of the people. They get in these offices, right? And they take money from the homeless shelters that they're supposed to be building, giving money back to the homeless. They're supposed to be out on the streets handing out food and giving out clothes and helping the children go back to school. They take all that money and give it to the mayor's sons and the Sue Serrano, all these senators, nephews and nieces, so they could sniff coke in college and sniff fentanyl, get high and overdose and stuff like that, because they in fraternities, man. You hear me? All these senators and these legislators, they let in the Mexican cartels, move them all into Newburgh, let them take over and get housing. They giving them housing and citizenship. All these illegal immigrants, y'all brought them in the country and gave them citizenship and got them taking over our country. And then trying to kick black people out, raise our rent up, and they giving them subsidized housing, Section 8, food stamps, all type of stuff they giving these immigrants. And want us to struggle and die and work hard and kill each other. No, y'all about to get judged by the Almighty. Y'all about to lose y'all jobs if God don't start killing y'all. Fires, plagues, earthquakes, all type of destruction coming to y'all. Y'all oppressing the poor, man. Y'all oppress people that need money for medical treatment and all type of stuff. Y'all attack handicapped people and kill handicapped homeless people. Y'all gonna get judged, stealing the money from the homeless, giving it to y'all children so y'all can sniff coke in y'all houses. Riding past saying, oh, we don't want to, we took the money from the homeless shelter and the money we supposed to give back, giving food and clothing and providing housing, we gonna use that for our families. That's all y'all do. The Ku Klux Klan inside these governments in Dutchess County, Orange County, Newburgh, New York, Middletown, Kingston, they all operate like the Klan with the Mexican cartels because they take oaths to the devil. Third, that's why they held back the Epstein files, because they all do the same thing. They got Epstein networks in your state government, the senators, all your senators, they work together. They all sacrifice them children that ain't show up to their court dates, them 300,000 missing immigrant children. Your senators know where they at. They selling them over and over and over again. You can only sell fentanyl one time before someone overdose and die. They selling children thousands of times. Since they've been over the border, a lot of these 14-year-old Mexican children are popping up pregnant and they shipping them to Texas in some type of holding cell. This government is a bunch of fucking pedophiles. Everybody that work in the government, you niggas is nasty fucking pedophile motherfuckers. All y'all. Y'all participating in sex trafficking. All these immigrants that came over the border, ain't nobody know who their father was, who their mother was, or none of that. Y'all committing genocide and treason and terrorist acts against black people with y'all racist ass. This why we never chose foreign leaders, ever. No Jamaicans is leading black people, no Dominicans, we fuck with our own people. If you ain't have no Dominican Black Panthers fighting for us in the Civil War, name the Dominican Black Panthers. Everybody coming over here, Cardi B, shaking on the sprinter out in Washington Heights. All the Dominicans, they flood Washington Heights. That's the hub for them. They get all that haze and move all that haze out of Washington Heights. They never get raided, but the black brothers, all they stores get raided for selling little nickel bags, little dime bags of weed. They shutting y'all stores down. Them Dominicans been moving haze out of Washington Heights before it was legal. And that's why they said, oh, we gonna go to war with the government. Man, y'all niggas is get the fuck. Y'all go back to the Dominican Republic. We tired of y'all asses. This ain't y'all fucking country. Y'all ain't fight for nothing here. It was my people who bled and fought in the Civil War. Nancy Grace, you a fucking racist ass Ku Klux Klan member. You don't care about no black people, Nancy Grace. We gonna get to the rest of this in a second. That's all you doing is covering up for the Nolan Wells case, Nancy Grace. And you making the borders more muddy, saying, well, let me just make up a bunch of lies and confuse the people so they won't know who killed Nolan Wells. That's all Nancy Grace doing, man. That's all you doing. Go get some cigarettes, man. That's what I came here for. Black people don't own no gas stations, but all the immigrants control the gas stations. That's a cartel. It's Indians. You got the people from Saudi Arabia, Egypt. All of them own, like the Sunocos, all these gas stations. Go to Jersey, you can only get your gas pump. Who you gonna see? No black people own these gas stations. That's why they got the war in Iran. But this is about oil. Can I get $2 at Lucy's?
What's good?
What's good, man? The war in Iran is about oil and it's about reparations. The Iranians, they love the black people. They don't like Trump and them white boys. And that's why a lot
White people, the same thing. We are problems.
No, genocide is not the same thing as just trying to survive. White people attack us, they hunt us down, and they've been killing our leaders. Look into the Black Panthers and the COINTELPRO, and you'll learn more about what white people did to black people. Yeah. Black people was the first ones handing out like free lunch and giving people free health care and helping with medicine. They killed all of the Black Panthers, and then the government started doing welfare. That's why you got Section 8 and food stamps and stuff. Yeah.
You give a lesson?
Yeah.
A quick lesson?
Yeah, quick lesson. Yeah.
$1.
All right, man. Have a good one, man.
White people. Nobody on the come.
White people do nothing black people. Black people don't allow black people to do to them.
Yeah.
We're already doing to them.
Yeah, say it again. One more time.
White people didn't do nothing to black people. Black people weren't already doing to blacks, and black people haven't been allowing whites and other blacks to do to our own people. So I heard that first part, but we gotta see both sides of the coin, man.
So
you had African kings that were selling blacks into slavery.
Yeah.
Whites didn't just go to Africa and scoop up people.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, and then you had blacks that were enslaving blacks too. So
you're right.
we gotta get both sides of history.
I wasn't mentioning history like from that far back. I'm mentioning history in America.
Piece of it.
History in America. Yeah.
All right.
The Ku Klux Klan that created in America. There wasn't no Ku Klux Klan back then, and they killed the Black Panthers and all our black leaders.
Watch me. If a lot of the blacks, if the Dubois, yeah, and a lot of the blacks that were segregation and that were hugging up whites, if they weren't fighting the other blacks that were like, yo, let's do our own thing, let's create our community, let's build our thing, we wouldn't have had all of that.
Yeah.
But the whites in America were only able to do that because you had people like Dubois and other, I don't even like, what
Confederate War and all that stuff,
boot kissers. There were a lot of them that were like, oh no, we should whatever with the whites, instead of saying, yo, these my black people. If that's what y'all gonna do, I'm gonna stick together because these my people. Nah. So bro, I'm not American. I'm Caribbean. I'm Jamaican.
No, I can tell.
You get me? But big up. He half Jamaican too.
Yeah.
No, he not.
Every other country will unite together against black people. That's the problem.
We own them.
Y'all connect.
We own them.
And y'all got your own little secret history where y'all don't fuck with us. You know? You see how you say, I'm Caribbean. He's from another country. Y'all got your own fucking languages, your own flags. Black people, we don't got our own language. They stole our language. They stole our flags. So all these Caribbeans and different people from different countries, they could unite. A Jamaican looking motherfucker with dreads gonna unite with somebody that's from Panama or Cuba or Colombia. You know what I'm saying? Because they might talk different languages. The Caribbean parade and all that shit. But black people, we got our own history. And it's something separate from all these other people. Y'all might think that you can have a concern or, nah, man. And that's part of the problem. That's part of our problem because all these other races done came into our country and want to tell us about our history. Man, y'all got your own history. You shouldn't even really be talking about our history. because you don't really understand how deep it is. Yeah, we fought against each other. We chose before even America was created. Our people were selling each other into slavery. Even in the Bible, the Israelites was holding each other as servants. So yeah, slavery been happening. But I'm talking about slavery in America. You did have wars being fought where black people was working for the government, so they wanted to fight on the American military side. Then you had black people that wanted to be free. They wanted to own land. So these people were fighting against the military. You know what I'm saying? You have the Seminole Wars, the Gullah Geechee Wars, all type of wars versus like nations of black people, groups of black people in certain areas, and the military and the government teaming up. Now, one of the most concerning things is COINTELPRO. When they set up the COINTELPRO, they had black people because they couldn't use white people to go into the Black Panther meetings and stuff like that. So they used black people when they set up the COINTELPRO to come amongst us and go back and give information to the government, because the Black Panthers was giving back food to the community. They was helping people with medical care, medicine and stuff like that. We always had our own black doctors and stuff like that. So American medicine didn't come until like the 1900s. All of the pills and stuff that we see now, like the stuff they tell you about chemotherapy for cancer and all that stuff, it just came in the 1900s. So where was cancer at before they made the treatment for chemotherapy? There was no such thing as cancer in the 1800s. Alright. So yeah, man, that's what's happening, y'all. You gotta get wise. And Nancy Grace, if you're black people, I wouldn't even trust her. I wouldn't even watch her channel no more, y'all. She a sellout. Once she found out that Colin Kaepernick donating $100,000 and Terrell Owens, all these people donating money for the reward for information on what happened to Nolan Wells, that's when she got on it and started putting out all that content and all them videos. I don't trust Nancy Grace. She's a clout chaser and a grifter. My thing is, all right, so before Nolan Wells, a lot of other black people been getting hung and found missing. What made her come out on Nolan Wells' case out of all of the other cases? Is it the money that they rewarding? You know what I'm saying? Is it that she knows she can get more recognition versus this case, something that you got Terrell Owens and Colin Kaepernick investing, saying they're gonna put up money for rewards, and she know that this is gonna get her more attention and recognition versus just somebody that got murdered. You know what I'm saying? Why she don't do that? Can y'all answer that? Explain that. Don't worry about it. We about to get right back into this article. I did want to just chill. It's shady over here. It's shady over here. Black people can't create no business. Why we don't own no gas stations? Why all the Sunoco's and all the gas stations is owned by Indians? You never thought about that? All the people that y'all saying is illegal immigrants own the gas stations. Y'all ain't kicking their ass out the country because they got a cartel contract with y'all. Just keep it real. The government got a contract with all these Indians, and they let them bring over however many immigrants from India and a lot of these countries that got businesses, like the Chinese people. They can go right into Chinatown, come in with a secret type of passport. And to be honest, I believe that ever since they stopped fighting, doing the ICE raids, I think they've been letting them back in, come into the country more. So, because if y'all not deporting illegal immigrants, you're not looking for the missing children, then what is y'all doing? God tell us to protect the children. But y'all must be molesting the children because you're not protecting them. All that money and technology and all these flock cameras y'all got, y'all could track me down every movement I make. Why y'all can't find the 300,000 missing children? Oh, my bad. I think I know the answer. Y'all hate Trump so much that y'all gonna let these children keep getting sold over and over and over and over and over and over. Cause y'all hate Trump so much, so y'all won't make an arrest cause it's international law. My bad. Y'all pedophile protectors. Jeffrey Epstein protectors and stuff like that. Dang. I'm trying to... After I smoke this cigarette, y'all can get in the car. It's a lot of sun right here. The sun just came out. Crazy, y'all. It's crazy how this country is ran, man. Yeah, that's man. God gotta come through and judge this whole nation, man. Sooner than later, because we headed for destruction. I had a dream Mississippi, Horn Island was on fire, man. Yeah, I had a dream Horn Island was burning in flames, man. And everybody that was alive on the local wells that knew something, they got destroyed by the fire, man. In my dream. They all lied on Nolan wells, so God came through and swiped them all out at the same time. He hit them, you know what I'm saying, with floods, hurricanes, there was all type of stuff going on. Man, it's too hot out here. I can't sit right here, y'all. I gotta move somewhere else. This sun is killing. It's like it'll kill my laptop. The laptop and start over. Not my laptop, my phone will start overheating, and I need to get a spot where it's shade, and it ain't really no spots where it's shade right now. The sun going up and down. I don't know where I'm going, but let me check and see if I can work or something. I'll come back a little bit. Nah, cancer wasn't there in the 1800s. Before the American Medical Association was created, there was no such thing as cancer. Go look into it. Cancer came like in the 1900s sometime. It wasn't around in the 1800s. You know what I'm saying? Go look it up. That's all. When was chemotherapy treatment medicine made? And then you'll find out. Whenever they made the treatment, before then, people wasn't dying of cancer. They ain't have nothing called cancer. So just when you find it, let me know. But I'm gonna end this off. I'm burning up out here. I gotta come back. Peace be unto y'all. It's hard to stay on topic out here, burning up in the sun, man. I need some shade.